Welcome back to Full Scope Fitness. You're listening to part 15, and today we're diving into something that might seem simple at first: choosing exercises. But the truth is, your exercise selection can make or break your progress. This isn't just about picking your favorite lifts or going with what's trending on social media. It's about understanding which exercises fit your goals, your body, and your overall program. Let's start with a basic truth. Not all exercises are created equal. Some have way more bang for your buck. Compound movements like squats, deadlifts, presses, and pulls use multiple joints and muscle groups. They build strength, power, coordination, and they make your training efficient. On the other side, we've got isolation exercises. Things like biceps curls, leg extensions, and lateral raises. These target one specific muscle or joint. They're great for bringing up weak points or adding volume without frying your nervous system, but they're supplements, not the main course. So, how do you decide what to include? Start with your training goal. If you're trying to build raw strength, you want foundational lifts with heavy loading potential, like barbell squats and bench press. If your focus is hypertrophy, you still want those big movements. But you'll also benefit from some isolation work to really stress the muscles in different ways. If you're training for performance, say speed or power, then exercises like power cleans, jump squats, and medicine ball throws should start working their way into your routine. These emphasize rate of force development, your ability to generate force fast, which is key in most athletic settings. Next, think about movement patterns, not just muscles. Instead of programming leg day, think in terms of movement: push, pull, hinge, squat, lunge, carry, rotation. A balanced program hits all these patterns across the week. Then there's specificity. Are you training for a sport, a test, a job with physical demands? Your exercise choices should reflect that. A football player's plan won't look like someone preparing for a tactical fitness exam, and that won't look like someone recovering from injury or new to lifting. But regardless of the goal, the exercises need to match the athlete. That means their experience, mobility, injury history, and confidence. A barbell back squat might be perfect for one person, but completely wrong for someone with poor hip mobility or lower back issues. In that case, maybe a goblet squat or trap bar deadlift makes more sense. Here's something else that doesn't get talked about enough: variation versus consistency. You want enough variety to avoid plateaus and overuse, but not so much that your body never adapts to a specific stress. Changing exercises every week isn't programming, it's chaos. Stick with your core lifts long enough to get good at them, then layer in new variations to challenge you in fresh ways. Let's say your main push movement is a bench press. For a few weeks, you could run that heavy, with low reps. Then, you could shift to incline bench or dumbbell presses to hit the muscles from a different angle. Later, add tempo or pause reps. You're keeping the movement theme, pressing, but challenging your system differently. Also, consider training age. A beginner might only need a few key exercises to progress. Just learning how to hinge, squat, push, and pull well is enough. But an advanced lifter needs more nuance: precise loading, joint angles, tempo, and technical detail. And finally, never forget the warm-up. That's part of the plan. You're not just getting warm, you're prepping the nervous system, rehearsing movement, and setting up the main lift for success. Use dynamic mobility, movement prep drills, and even lighter sets of the exercise itself to get dialed in. So to recap, when you're building your workout, start with your goal. Choose compound lifts that match your movement patterns. Use isolation work strategically. Match exercises to the athlete's abilities. Balance variety and consistency. Adjust based on training age. Always prep before you perform. That's how you build a program that doesn't just look good on paper. It actually delivers in the real world. In Part 16, we're going to zoom in on technique fundamentals. Not just what exercises to choose, but how to execute them with power, control, and safety. If you've ever wondered how to fine-tune your form or when to use a spotter, you'll want to tune in for that one. Catch you in the next part.